What if you could transform your entire life just by improving 1% each day? No massive leaps, no overwhelming changes, just small, consistent progress that compounds into extraordinary success. This is the secret behind the world's top performers, leaders, and achievers. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year of steady, daily growth. The truth is, success is not built overnight. It is the result of tiny, intentional actions that stack up over time. In this audiobook, you'll discover how to harness the power of daily improvement, break free from stagnation, and create unstoppable momentum in your life. Whether it's your mindset, habits, skills, or discipline, just 1% growth every day can lead to unimaginable results. If you are ready to take control of your progress, unlock your full potential, and watch your efforts multiply, then this audiobook is for you. Your transformation starts today. Are you ready to grow? Chapter 1. The 1% Mindset. Imagine the incredible changes you could create if you improved by just 1% each day. Most people believe that success requires massive, dramatic efforts, but in reality, it's the smallest daily progress that adds up to big results over time. When you adopt the 1% mindset, you shift your focus from impossible leaps to manageable steps. This mindset encourages consistency and perseverance, allowing you to grow without feeling overwhelmed. The 1% mindset is about small daily victories. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the right burst of motivation, you commit to doing a tiny bit better than you did yesterday. For example, if you want to become healthier, you might start by drinking one more glass of water each day. If you want to improve your focus, you might begin by reading a single page more than you did the day before. These changes seem small, but they create a chain reaction of positive habits that eventually lead to major shifts in your life. A key principle of the 1% mindset is patience. Many people give up on their goals because they want quick fixes, not steady growth. Yet, the best results come from consistent effort over time. If you plant a seed and expect a tree the next day, you'll be disappointed. However, if you water it daily and give it time to grow, you'll eventually enjoy the shade and fruit. This principle holds true for any area, whether it's improving your skills, your health, or your relationships. Another important aspect of the 1% mindset is celebrating small wins. Instead of waiting until you achieve a big final goal, you learn to appreciate every step forward. This keeps you motivated because you constantly see yourself moving in the right direction. When you focus on these small successes, you train your brain to look for progress rather than perfection. Over time, these tiny triumphs boost your confidence and inspire you to keep going. Adopting the 1% mindset also guards you against burnout. When you demand massive change overnight, you can quickly feel discouraged and exhausted. But when you commit to just one extra step, one tiny improvement, it feels easy and sustainable. You build a habit of progress without draining your energy or battling extreme fatigue. Over weeks and months, these little efforts multiply into remarkable achievements. A crucial element of this mindset is consistency. Improving 1% on a random day won't do much. It's the commitment to do it every day, regardless of how busy, tired, or unmotivated you feel, that creates a powerful effect. Even if you miss a day or slip up, you return to the routine the very next day. This consistent effort ensures your habits become second nature, taking you closer to your goals without overwhelming you. The power of the 1% mindset lies in compounding. Just like money in a bank that earns interest, your small daily improvements stack on top of each other. One day of reading an extra page won't make you a genius, but after a year of daily practice, you'll have gained substantial knowledge. One day of healthy eating won't transform your body, but months of doing it will bring visible results. This compound effect is what makes the 1% mindset so transformative. It's also essential to track your progress in tiny ways. Whether it's a simple checklist, a habit tracker, or a journal, seeing tangible proof that you're improving keeps you motivated. Each mark or note you make represents another day you got 1% better. Over time, these records become a celebration of your steady journey, reminding you how far you've come. Finally, remember that the 1% mindset is not about perfection, it's about continuous growth. You will have off days, slip-ups, or moments when life gets in the way. That's perfectly normal. The key is to keep going. Even if you can't improve by a full 1% on a particular day, do what you can. One small step is still better than standing still. By embracing the 1% mindset, you transform your life in a way that feels achievable and empowering. You focus on manageable changes instead of impossible leaps, celebrating every bit of progress along the way. Over time, these small improvements add up to major success, proving that the greatest transformations often begin with the tiniest daily steps. Chapter 2. The compound effect of small wins. The power of small wins often goes unnoticed because they seem too minor to matter. Yet these tiny successes have a hidden strength, the compound effect. Imagine saving a single dollar each day. After a short time, you might see no major difference. But if you keep saving that dollar daily, year after year, you'll accumulate a sizable amount. The same principle applies to any skill or habit you practice consistently, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. When you build a habit of celebrating each small win, you train your mind to look for progress. For example, if you're learning to play an instrument, every smooth chord transition is a mini victory. These little boosts keep you motivated to practice more, ultimately leading to huge improvements. Each small win builds upon the previous one, and over time you become far better than if you had tried to make a single massive leap all at once. Another benefit of small wins is that they are easier to achieve than big, overwhelming goals. If you set a huge target, you might feel discouraged when progress is slow. But when you aim for a minor improvement or a tiny success each day, your mind registers it as an attainable step. These minor achievements add up like compound interest, magnifying each other until you reach results that seem extraordinary in retrospect. It's important to note that the compound effect isn't instantaneous. Just like drops of water filling a bucket, it might feel like your efforts are making a small dent. However, patience is crucial. You won't notice massive changes overnight, but over weeks or months, you'll be stunned at how much you've grown. This is why consistency is so powerful. Without it, the compound effect never has a chance to work its magic. One of the most significant impacts of small wins is on your mindset. Every time you see that you've progressed, no matter how slightly, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of improvement. Instead of feeling stuck or overwhelmed, you develop a mindset that thrives on incremental gains. With every small success, your confidence increases, and your willingness to tackle even bigger challenges grows stronger. This shift in perspective can be life-changing, allowing you to find motivation in tasks that used to seem daunting. By focusing on the compound effect of small wins, you let go of the pressure to transform your life overnight. You stop waiting for massive epiphanies or dramatic bursts of motivation. Instead, you learn to appreciate every step forward, each page read, each push-up completed, each better decision made. Over time, these steps turn into leaps, but you never feel overwhelmed because you're only ever taking one manageable step at a time. Ultimately, the compound effect teaches you that your destiny is shaped by the tiny choices you make day in and day out. Whether you choose to read 5 extra pages or practice an instrument for 10 more minutes, each decision nudges you closer to where you want to be. And when you look back a month or a year later, you'll see how those small efforts have created momentum that carries you well beyond your initial goals. This is the essence of the compound effect of small wins. Every little step forward has the potential to multiply your growth and transform your life. Chapter 3. Overcoming complacency and comfort zones. Most people stay in the same place not because they lack potential, but because they have become too comfortable where they are. Complacency is the silent killer of progress. It makes you believe that where you are is good enough, tricking you into thinking that growth is unnecessary. But staying in your comfort zone for too long is dangerous. It stops you from evolving and limits your full potential. Your comfort zone is designed to keep you safe, but not successful. It is the space where routines remain the same, challenges are avoided, and risks feel unnecessary. While it may feel good in the short term, remaining in this zone for too long leads to stagnation. Growth requires discomfort, and true progress happens only when you are willing to step beyond what feels familiar. One of the biggest dangers of complacency is that it convinces you that small wins are enough. You start settling for just maintaining what you already have, instead of striving for more. This mindset keeps you trapped at a certain level, never unlocking the higher potential that lies just beyond your current habits. You must challenge yourself daily to escape the trap of good enough. To break free from complacency, you must first recognize the warning signs. If your days start to feel predictable, if you no longer feel excited about learning or improving, or if you avoid challenges because they seem too difficult, you might be stuck. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and awareness is the first step toward breaking free. One way to overcome complacency is by setting goals that push your limits. If your current goals feel too easy, then you are not growing. Push yourself to aim higher, even if it makes you uncomfortable. The best goals make you feel slightly scared, but also deeply excited. Another key to overcoming comfort zones is embracing uncertainty. Many people avoid stepping into the unknown because they fear failure, but uncertainty is where opportunity exists. Everything great that has ever been achieved happened because someone was willing to take a risk. To break out of stagnation, challenge yourself daily in small ways. Take a different route to work, try a new workout, speak to someone new, or learn something outside of your field. These tiny acts of stepping outside your routine train your brain to become comfortable with discomfort. Self-discipline is crucial in breaking free from complacency. It's easy to stop pushing yourself when no one is watching. That's why the most successful people hold themselves accountable, setting high standards even when they don't feel like it. True growth comes from pushing yourself, not from waiting to feel motivated. Fear of failure is one of the biggest reasons people stay in their comfort zones. They would rather stay safe than risk making mistakes. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. If you are not failing occasionally, it means you are not pushing hard enough. Another powerful strategy to fight complacency is surrounding yourself with people who challenge you. If everyone around you is content with staying the same, it will be difficult to push yourself forward. But when you spend time with growth-minded individuals, their drive will inspire you to keep improving. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Complacency often creeps in when you stop learning. Many people feel that once they reach a certain level, they no longer need to improve. But the world is always evolving, and those who refuse to keep learning will eventually fall behind. Never stop being a student. Growth is a lifelong process. One trick to overcoming comfort zones is shifting your mindset from "I have to" "I get to." Instead of thinking "I have to work harder," think "I get to challenge myself and grow." This small shift makes discomfort feel like an opportunity rather than a burden. The most successful people are the ones who embrace challenges as a privilege, not a punishment. Stepping outside of your comfort zone does not mean making reckless decisions. It means making bold, calculated moves that push your limits. Risk-taking should be strategic. Aim for challenges that force you to grow but do not destroy you. Consistency is the bridge between leaving your comfort zone and achieving lasting growth. You cannot break free by pushing yourself once or twice. It has to become a daily habit. Growth should not be a one-time event, but a lifelong commitment. You must also learn to manage discomfort rather than avoid it. The feeling of fear, uncertainty, or struggle is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are on the right track. Growth is uncomfortable by design. Lean into it. If you feel stuck, take immediate action. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to escape complacency. Whether it's starting a new project, learning a new skill, or setting a new challenge for yourself, small steps in the right direction will eventually lead to big transformations. One of the biggest realizations about breaking free from comfort zones is understanding that you already have what it takes to succeed. You do not need to be fearless. You just need to be willing. Every great achiever started as someone who simply made the decision to move forward despite their doubts. At the core of overcoming complacency is self-belief. If you do not believe that greater success is possible for you, you will never push beyond your limits. You must believe that you are capable of more before you can achieve more. Finally, remember that growth is never ending. There is no final destination where you can say, "I've made it. I don't need to improve anymore." Even the highest achievers continue learning, evolving, and striving for more. Greatness is a journey, not a destination. Keep pushing forward. By committing to continuous progress, embracing discomfort, and staying accountable, you can break free from complacency and unlock your full potential. Your future success is waiting. Step out of your comfort zone and claim it. Chapter 4. Building Habits for 1% Growth. Success is not about making massive overnight changes. It is about building small, powerful habits that lead to long-term transformation. When you commit to just 1% growth every day, you create a system of progress that compounds over time. But growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. The habits you build today determine the results you see tomorrow. The first step in building habits for 1% growth is to start small. Many people fail because they set massive, unrealistic goals that overwhelm them. Instead of trying to overhaul your life all at once, focus on tiny, manageable improvements. For example, instead of forcing yourself to read 50 pages a day, start with just 5. Instead of running 5 miles, start with 5 minutes. Small habits are easier to stick with and lead to bigger changes over time. One of the most important rules of habit building is consistency over intensity. A small habit done daily is more powerful than a huge effort done once in a while. If you want to see real results, commit to showing up every single day, even if your effort feels small. Consistency beats perfection. What matters is that you keep going. To make habits stick, anchor them to existing routines. This is called habit stacking. Instead of trying to build a new habit from scratch, attach it to something you already do. For example, if you want to start journaling, do it right after brushing your teeth. If you want to practice gratitude, list 3 things you're grateful for before checking your phone in the morning. By linking new habits to existing routines, you make them automatic and easier to maintain. Tracking your progress is another powerful way to reinforce 1% growth habits. When you can visually see your progress, you're more likely to stay motivated. Use a habit tracker, a calendar, or a simple checklist to mark every day you complete your habit. The more days you see checked off, the more motivated you become to keep going. Another secret to building strong habits is eliminating friction. Make your good habits easy to start and your bad habits hard to continue. If you want to work out in the morning, lay out your gym clothes the night before. If you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand. On the other hand, if you want to stop wasting time on social media, delete the apps or put your phone in another room. The easier you make good habits, the more likely you are to follow through. Avoid relying on motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward. Instead of waiting to feel like doing something, build habits that become automatic. Success comes from action, not from waiting for the right mood. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to be perfect. The truth is, you will have bad days. You will miss a workout, skip a reading session, or forget to meditate. The key is to never miss twice. If you slip up, get back on track the next day. One mistake won't ruin your progress, but quitting will. Surrounding yourself with the right environment plays a huge role in habit building. Your surroundings can either support your growth or hold you back. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods. If you want to focus more, create a workspace free from distractions. Your environment should make success the easiest option. Another effective strategy is using rewards to reinforce your habits. Your brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. When you reward yourself for completing a habit, you create positive reinforcement. This could be something small, like a check mark on a habit tracker, or something bigger, like treating yourself after hitting a milestone. The more enjoyable you make habit building, the more likely you are to stick with it. The 2-minute rule is another powerful tool for creating habits. If a habit feels overwhelming, break it down so small that it only takes 2 minutes to start. Want to write every day? Just open your journal and write 1 sentence. Want to work out? Just do 1 push-up. Once you begin, momentum will often carry you forward. Getting started is the hardest part. Make it easy. Building habits for 1% growth also requires eliminating negative habits. If you are trying to build good habits but continue unhealthy ones, you'll slow your progress. Identify the habits that hold you back, whether it's procrastination, negative self-talk, or distractions, and replace them with better alternatives. You can't grow if you are carrying bad habits with you. Your identity plays a major role in habit building. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. If you want to be a fit person, don't just try to exercise. Tell yourself, I am the type of person who works out daily. If you want to be productive, don't just try to work harder. Believe that you are someone who values efficiency. When you shift your identity, your habits naturally align with it. Another key to habit building is accountability. When you commit to something privately, it's easy to quit. But when you share your goals with someone else, you create a sense of responsibility. Find an accountability partner, join a group, or make your progress public. Knowing that others are watching keeps you committed to your growth. Avoid the trap of seeking quick results. Many people get discouraged when they don't see instant success, but real progress takes time. The most successful people understand that small daily improvements add up over months and years. Be patient. Trust the process. Mindfulness and self-reflection help reinforce good habits. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what small win did I achieve today? This simple habit makes you aware of your progress, no matter how small. Self-awareness keeps you motivated and focused on growth. To truly make 1% growth a part of your life, turn it into a lifestyle, not a temporary challenge. Don't just commit to small improvements for a week or a month. Make it a lifelong journey. Success is not a destination. It's a continuous process of getting better every single day. When self-improvement becomes a way of life, growth becomes effortless. Finally, remind yourself why you started. Every habit you build is leading you toward a bigger goal, a better version of yourself. When you feel like giving up, look back at how far you've come. The small steps you take today are shaping the future you will live in tomorrow. Keep going. Your future self will thank you. By mastering the art of habit building, you take control of your growth and success. The 1% rule is simple but powerful. Small habits, done daily, create unstoppable momentum. Your greatest transformation will not come from one big decision, but from the small choices you make every day. Chapter 5. The Psychology of Consistency. Consistency is the bridge between goals and achievements. Many people set ambitious goals but fail to reach them because they lack the discipline to take action every day. The key to long-term success is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is the ability to show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. The human brain craves routine. When you repeat an action daily, your brain forms stronger neural connections, making it easier to perform that habit automatically. The more you repeat something, the less effort it requires. Consistency turns hard tasks into effortless routines. One of the biggest obstacles to consistency is relying on motivation. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on your mood, energy levels, or circumstances. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They do the work whether they feel like it or not. Consistency creates momentum. Just like a train starts off slow but gains speed over time, small daily actions accumulate into unstoppable progress. Each time you complete a task, you reinforce your ability to keep going. The longer you stay consistent, the harder it becomes to quit. Your identity shapes your consistency. If you see yourself as someone who is disciplined, focused, and reliable, you will naturally act in alignment with that identity. Instead of saying, "I want to be productive," start saying, "I am the type of person who follows through." When consistency becomes part of who you are, staying committed feels effortless. The biggest enemy of consistency is perfectionism. Many people give up because they miss a day or make a mistake. But real progress is not about being perfect. It's about bouncing back quickly. If you break your streak, don't let it turn into a habit of quitting. Get back on track immediately. Consistency is built through micro-commitments. Instead of overwhelming yourself with big goals, break them down into tiny, manageable steps. If you want to write a book, commit to just 1 paragraph a day. If you want to exercise, start with 5 minutes. Small, daily actions are easier to maintain than huge, inconsistent efforts. Another psychological trick to stay consistent is habit stacking, linking new habits to existing ones. If you already drink coffee in the morning, use that moment to practice gratitude or read 1 page of a book. By attaching new habits to existing routines, you make them easier to sustain. The brain rewards consistency with dopamine, the pleasure chemical. Each time you complete a task, your brain reinforces the habit by making you feel good about it. This is why small wins matter. They train your brain to crave the feeling of progress. Consistency thrives in the right environment. If your surroundings make it easy to stick to good habits, you are more likely to succeed. Remove distractions, set up reminders, and make positive choices the default option in your life. Accountability strengthens consistency. When you tell someone about your goals or track your progress publicly, you create a sense of responsibility. Find an accountability partner or join a group that encourages your growth. Knowing that others are watching keeps you committed. Many people struggle with consistency because they focus too much on short-term results. The truth is, real change happens over months and years, not days. Shift your focus from quick wins to long-term growth. Play the long game. Consistency builds confidence. Each time you follow through on your commitments, you prove to yourself that you are reliable and capable. Self-trust is developed through consistent action. The more you stick to your word, the stronger your belief in yourself becomes. To maintain consistency, eliminate decision fatigue. If you have to constantly debate whether to take action, you'll burn out mentally. Instead, make certain habits non-negotiable. Decide once and commit fully. Remove the option to quit. Your energy levels affect your ability to stay consistent. If you are always exhausted, sticking to good habits becomes difficult. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, and exercise to maintain high energy levels. A well-rested mind is more likely to stay disciplined. Visualization can help reinforce consistency. Picture yourself completing your tasks every day and experiencing the rewards of staying consistent. When you mentally rehearse success, your brain becomes more inclined to make it a reality. Resilience is a key part of consistency. Life will throw obstacles your way, unexpected events, bad days, or failures. The most consistent people are not the ones who never struggle, but the ones who keep going despite setbacks. Many people quit when they don't see immediate results, but progress is often invisible at first. Just like a seed takes time to sprout beneath the soil, your daily efforts are creating results even if you can't see them yet. Trust the process. Growth is happening, even if it's not obvious yet. Gratitude fuels consistency. When you appreciate how far you've come, it's easier to stay committed. Instead of focusing on how much further you have to go, celebrate the progress you've already made. At the end of the day, consistency is about commitment. It's about choosing progress over comfort, long-term success over short-term pleasure. The life you want is built through daily action. Stick with it, and you will achieve extraordinary results. Chapter 6. Embracing setbacks as stepping stones. Setbacks are not the end of the road. They are stepping stones to success. Many people see failure as a sign to quit, but the truth is, every great achievement is built on a foundation of past failures. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed, but those who learned how to use failure as fuel for growth. Every setback carries a lesson. Whether it's a failed business, a broken habit streak, or an unexpected loss, there is always something to learn. If you approach failure with the mindset of a student rather than a victim, every mistake becomes an opportunity to grow. One of the biggest reasons people fear setbacks is because they attach their self-worth to their results. When something doesn't work out, they see it as a reflection of their intelligence, talent, or value. But failure is not a label. It is an event. It does not define you unless you let it. Resilience is built through setbacks. The only way to develop mental toughness is by facing challenges and learning to overcome them. Every time you recover from a failure, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to let it stop you. Most people quit too soon because they don't realize how close they are to success. The moment things get tough is often the moment right before a breakthrough. If you give up the first time you fail, you will never experience the rewards that come from persistence. Setbacks force you to reassess and improve. Sometimes, failure is life's way of showing you that your approach needs adjustment. Instead of seeing setbacks as dead ends, see them as course corrections, opportunities to refine your strategy and come back even stronger. Adopting a growth mindset helps you embrace setbacks. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "I learned." When you shift your perspective, you remove the fear of failure and replace it with curiosity and resilience. Every setback becomes a stepping stone when you choose to see it that way. One powerful way to reframe failure is by looking at successful people who failed before they made it. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Their setbacks didn't stop them because they understood that failure was simply part of the process. Fear of failure often prevents people from even trying. Many never take the first step toward their goals because they are afraid of setbacks. But avoiding failure also means avoiding success. If you never take risks, you will never experience the rewards that come with them. Setbacks help you develop patience. Growth and success take time, and failure teaches you to trust the process. The journey is not supposed to be easy. It is designed to test your commitment, your endurance, and your ability to keep going despite obstacles. The best way to embrace setbacks is to expect them. No path to success is perfectly smooth, and if you anticipate difficulties, you will not be discouraged when they appear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle setbacks when they come. Setbacks build character. When things go wrong, you have two choices. You can complain, or you can adapt. Every difficulty strengthens you, shapes your perspective, and prepares you for greater challenges ahead. Many times, setbacks reveal hidden strengths. You don't truly know how strong you are until you are forced to overcome adversity. When you face setbacks, you tap into inner reserves of strength, creativity, and resilience that you never knew you had. Failures teach you what doesn't work. Instead of seeing them as wasted effort, recognize that every mistake eliminates one wrong approach. Each failure brings you one step closer to the right solution. Setbacks make success even more rewarding. If everything came easy, you would never appreciate it. The struggles you face make your victories even more meaningful. The harder you work for something, the more valuable it becomes. A major key to embracing setbacks is letting go of perfectionism. If you expect yourself to succeed at everything on the first try, you will constantly feel disappointed. Allow yourself to make mistakes, adjust, and keep moving forward. Your response to setbacks determines your future. Two people can experience the same failure. One gives up, and the other pushes harder. It's not the setback that matters, it's how you react to it. Every setback is temporary. No matter how bad things seem in the moment, they will pass. Nothing lasts forever, and as long as you keep moving forward, you will eventually break through. The final lesson about setbacks is that they are necessary. You cannot grow without being challenged, and setbacks are simply part of the process of becoming better. Instead of fearing them, embrace them, because every setback brings you one step closer to success. No matter what obstacles you face, remember this. Your setbacks do not define you. Your ability to rise after them does. Keep pushing forward, keep learning, and trust that every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. The road to success is paved with setbacks, but those setbacks are the stepping stones that lead to greatness. Chapter 7. Tracking Progress and Celebrating Mini Milestones. One of the biggest reasons people lose motivation is because they don't see immediate results. But progress is not always obvious. It happens gradually, in small steps. That's why tracking your progress and celebrating mini milestones is essential. When you recognize how far you've come, you stay motivated to keep going. Tracking progress helps you stay consistent. Many people quit because they feel like they're not moving forward. But when you keep track of even the smallest wins, you realize that progress is happening, even if it's slow. Progress is not about speed, it's about direction. As long as you're moving forward, you're on the right path. Mini milestones keep you engaged. If you only focus on the final goal, the journey will feel long and overwhelming. But when you break your goal into smaller checkpoints, every step feels like a victory. Instead of waiting until the end to feel accomplished, you celebrate along the way, keeping your momentum strong. The best way to track progress is through measurable actions, whether it's writing down daily accomplishments, tracking workouts, or using a habit tracker. Seeing tangible proof of your progress builds confidence. If you can measure it, you can improve it. A major mistake people make is underestimating small wins. They believe that if they haven't made massive progress, it doesn't count. But the reality is that small improvements, when compounded over time, lead to massive transformation. Every single step forward matters. Psychologically, tracking progress increases motivation. When you see how much effort you've already put in, you're less likely to quit. It creates a sense of investment. You've come too far to stop now. Mini milestones also help prevent burnout. If you constantly push yourself without recognizing achievements, you'll feel exhausted. Taking a moment to appreciate small victories gives you the energy to keep going. Celebrating wins is not a distraction, it's a fuel for continued progress. Many successful people use progress tracking to stay accountable. Athletes track their workouts, entrepreneurs track their revenue, and students track their learning. If you don't track it, you won't know if you're improving. One of the most powerful tracking methods is the Seinfeld strategy, marking an X on a calendar every time you complete a task. The goal is to keep the streak going. Once you see the chain of success, you won't want to break it. Another way to track progress is through journaling. Writing down thoughts, struggles, and wins allows you to reflect on your journey. Sometimes, looking back at where you started is the best motivation to keep going. Celebrating small wins trains your brain to seek more success. When you reward yourself for progress, your brain releases dopamine, making you crave more achievements. The more you celebrate, the more motivated you become. Mini milestones help build momentum. If you set small, achievable goals, every success adds energy to your next step. Momentum is created through continuous small wins. A common mistake is waiting for perfection before celebrating. Many people believe that they must reach the final goal before feeling proud. But success is not just about reaching the finish line, it's about enjoying the journey. Tracking progress also helps you adjust your approach. If something isn't working, reviewing your progress allows you to make necessary changes. You can't improve what you don't measure. It's important to personalize your tracking system. Some people prefer digital apps, while others like handwritten lists. Find what works best for you and stick to it. Mini milestones should be meaningful. Instead of setting vague goals, create specific and exciting checkpoints. For example, instead of just saying, exercise more, set a milestone like, complete 10 workouts in a month. Sharing progress with others increases accountability. When you tell a friend, mentor, or online community about your progress, you feel responsible for maintaining it. Encouragement from others makes you more committed to staying on track. Progress tracking helps eliminate discouragement. When you see the results of your efforts, you stop feeling like you're failing. Even if the progress is slow, knowing that you're improving is enough to keep going. Celebrating small wins does not mean becoming complacent. It means recognizing your growth while staying focused on the bigger goal. You can appreciate how far you've come while still striving for more. At the core of success is this simple principle: what gets tracked gets improved. If you commit to measuring your progress and celebrating every milestone along the way, success is inevitable. Chapter 8. Mastering Patience and Discipline. Success is not about how fast you can achieve something, it's about how long you can stay committed. Patience and discipline are the two pillars that separate those who quit from those who succeed. Without patience, you will give up too soon. Without discipline, you will never take the necessary actions to reach your goal. The combination of both leads to unstoppable progress. Patience is the ability to trust the process, even when results aren't immediate. Many people expect quick results, but real growth takes time. Think of a seed. You don't plant it today and expect a tree tomorrow. You water it, nurture it, and wait for it to grow. Success works the same way. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you consistent. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, distracted, or unmotivated. The most successful people in the world are not the most motivated. They are the most disciplined. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that progress takes time. In a world of instant gratification, patience is rare. People want overnight success, but the reality is that the greatest achievements are built over years. If you can master patience, you will achieve things most people give up on. Discipline is built through daily actions. If you want to develop self-control, you need to practice it every day. You don't become disciplined by reading about it. You become disciplined by doing it. Each time you push yourself to stay consistent, you strengthen your ability to resist distractions and excuses. The key to patience is trusting that small efforts add up over time. Many people quit because they don't see immediate progress, but progress is often invisible in the beginning. Just like water slowly shapes a rock, your daily habits are shaping your future, even if you can't see the results yet. Discipline means showing up even when it's inconvenient. There will be days when you don't feel like working out, studying, or practicing your craft. But the difference between winners and quitters is that winners show up anyway. They don't let feelings dictate their actions. Patience helps you avoid frustration. If you constantly expect quick results, you will always feel disappointed. When you accept that success takes time, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Instead of rushing, you learn to enjoy the journey. Self-discipline is a skill, not a talent. Some people believe that discipline is something you're born with, but the truth is, it's something you develop through practice. The more you exercise discipline, the stronger it becomes. Just like a muscle, it grows with consistent use. One way to build patience is to focus on long-term rewards rather than short-term gratification. Many people choose what feels good now instead of what benefits them later. Successful people delay gratification. They sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term success. Discipline means keeping promises to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up early, exercise, or work on your goals, you need to follow through. When you break promises to yourself, you weaken your self-trust. When you keep them, you build confidence and discipline. Patience teaches you to embrace the process. Many people only focus on the end goal, but the real growth happens in the journey. The struggles, the small improvements, the lessons learned along the way. That's where true success is built. Discipline requires eliminating distractions. If you constantly allow yourself to be pulled away by social media, TV, or unnecessary activities, you will struggle to stay focused. Create an environment that supports your discipline by removing distractions. Patience helps you stay calm in difficult moments. When things don't go as planned, impatient people panic and make bad decisions. But those who have patience can stay focused and make better choices, even under pressure. To develop discipline, start with small commitments. If you try to change everything overnight, you will burn out. Instead, begin with small, manageable actions. As you prove to yourself that you can stay consistent, you will develop stronger discipline over time. Patience allows you to enjoy the journey. When you stop rushing and start appreciating small progress, you find more joy in your efforts. When you enjoy the process, success becomes a natural byproduct, not just a destination. Discipline helps you stay strong in moments of doubt. There will be times when you feel like quitting, when progress seems slow, or when obstacles seem impossible to overcome. But discipline keeps you moving forward, even when everything tells you to stop. Mastering patience means understanding that setbacks are part of growth. Instead of seeing delays or failures as signs to quit, patient people see them as lessons. Every challenge is shaping you into the person you need to become to handle success. At the heart of discipline and patience is self-control. When you can control your emotions, your impulses, and your reactions, you take control of your life. Success is not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. In the end, those who master patience and discipline achieve extraordinary results. While others give up, get distracted, or rush through life without direction, disciplined individuals stay focused and consistent. Success is simple: be patient, be disciplined, and never stop growing. Chapter 9. Adapting and tweaking your approach. Success is not about sticking to one plan rigidly, it's about adapting and adjusting along the way. Many people fail not because they lack effort, but because they refuse to change their approach when something isn't working. Growth requires flexibility, and true progress happens when you learn to tweak your methods instead of giving up. The world is constantly evolving, and so should you. What worked yesterday may not work today. Successful people don't just rely on one formula. They continuously test, adjust, and improve their strategies. They are always looking for ways to refine their approach to get better results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is staying stuck in old patterns. They keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. But if a method isn't working, you need to be willing to change it. Instead of quitting, ask yourself, how can I do this differently? Adapting does not mean abandoning your goals. Many confuse flexibility with giving up, but changing your strategy is not the same as quitting. The goal remains the same, but the way you reach it might need adjustments. Be firm about your destination, but flexible about your path. The ability to tweak your approach comes from self-awareness. Pay attention to what is working and what isn't. Tracking your progress helps you identify areas where you need to make improvements. If you're not getting results, analyze why and make small changes. The most successful people embrace trial and error. They understand that mistakes are not failures, but feedback. Every setback teaches you something, if you are willing to listen. Instead of getting frustrated when things don't work, see it as an opportunity to refine your approach. One of the best ways to adapt is to seek advice from those who have already succeeded. If you feel stuck, find mentors, read books, or learn from experts in your field. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. Others have already solved similar problems. Resistance to change is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. Many people stay in their comfort zones because change feels uncomfortable. But if you want different results, you must be willing to try new methods. The willingness to adjust separates those who grow from those who remain stagnant. Adapting also means knowing when to push harder and when to pivot. Sometimes persistence is the answer, and other times a new approach is needed. Being adaptable means recognizing whether you need more effort or a smarter strategy. Many people assume that once they find success, they can stop adjusting. But even at the highest levels, successful individuals and businesses continue to refine their approach. Growth is an ongoing process. If you stop adapting, you stop improving. Flexibility allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities. When a challenge appears, most people see it as a roadblock, but adaptable individuals see it as a chance to innovate and create a better approach. The ability to pivot when faced with difficulties is a skill that leads to long-term success. Adapting also requires letting go of ego. Some people hold on to their original ideas, even when they aren't working, because they don't want to admit they were wrong. Success requires humility, the ability to acknowledge that there might be a better way. One of the best ways to tweak your approach is by experimenting. Try different strategies and analyze the results. Sometimes a small change in technique can make a huge difference. You don't need to completely overhaul your process. Minor adjustments can lead to major improvements. Feedback is a powerful tool for adaptation. Whether it comes from mentors, colleagues, or personal reflection, feedback helps you see blind spots you might have missed. Be open to constructive criticism. It's one of the fastest ways to refine your approach. Another key to adapting is staying curious. The most successful people never stop learning. Curiosity drives growth. Instead of fearing change, they ask, "What else can I try? What else can I learn?" This mindset keeps them ahead of the curve. Your approach should evolve with your goals. As you grow, your needs, priorities, and strategies will change. What got you to this level won't necessarily get you to the next. Be willing to upgrade your thinking as you progress. Adapting also means knowing when to simplify. Sometimes the problem isn't that you need to do more, it's that you need to do less. Cutting out unnecessary steps or distractions can often lead to better results. The simplest approach is often the most effective. Another powerful way to tweak your strategy is by learning from failures. Every mistake contains valuable lessons. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people learn from their failures, while others let failure stop them. At its core, adaptation is about resilience. Life will throw unexpected challenges at you. If you are rigid, you will break. But if you are flexible, you will bend and grow stronger. The ability to adjust and keep moving forward is what makes success inevitable. Finally, remember this. Your first plan will rarely be your best plan. The more you refine, adjust, and improve, the better your results will be. Stay flexible, stay committed, and success will follow. Chapter 10. The Lifelong Journey of 1% Improvement. Growth is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. Many people believe success is about reaching a certain goal, but true fulfillment comes from continuous self-improvement. The idea of growing just 1% every day may seem small, but over time, these tiny improvements create extraordinary results. The secret of long-term success is never becoming complacent. No matter how much you achieve, there is always room to improve. The best in the world never stop learning, refining, and evolving. They understand that the journey of self-improvement has no finish line. One of the greatest advantages of the 1% improvement mindset is that it removes the pressure to make massive changes overnight. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you focus on small, manageable steps. These small gains compound over time, creating unstoppable progress. Consistency is the foundation of lifelong improvement. It is not about doing something once and expecting results. It is about showing up every day and getting slightly better. Whether it is improving your skills, health, mindset, or habits, progress happens when you commit to the process. The beauty of 1% growth is that it applies to every area of life. Whether you want to be more productive, healthier, wiser, or financially secure, The principle remains the same. Small, repeated efforts will always outperform occasional bursts of motivation. Many people give up because they expect instant results. But real transformation happens over months and years, not days. The most successful individuals understand that mastery requires patience, discipline, and long-term thinking. The 1% rule is also a powerful way to overcome stagnation. When you feel stuck or unmotivated, the best thing to do is take a small step forward. Even if it is a tiny improvement, it breaks the cycle of inaction and restores momentum. A lifelong journey of improvement requires adaptability. As you grow, your goals, skills, and circumstances will change. Be willing to adjust your approach while staying committed to progress. The key is to evolve without losing focus. One of the biggest benefits of continuous improvement is that it builds confidence. Every time you make a small improvement, you prove to yourself that you are capable of growth. This creates a cycle of self-belief that makes future success even easier. Many people struggle with self-doubt, thinking they are not good enough to succeed. But the truth is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be a little better than yesterday. If you keep improving by even the smallest amount, success is inevitable. The best way to ensure lifelong improvement is to cultivate curiosity. The most successful people in the world never stop asking questions, seeking knowledge, and looking for ways to grow. Curiosity keeps you engaged and excited about learning. Growth requires stepping outside your comfort zone. If you only stick to what you know and avoid challenges, you will never improve. The greatest opportunities for growth lie just beyond your current level of comfort. The lifelong journey of improvement is also about helping others. True success is not just about your own progress. It is about sharing what you learn and uplifting those around you. When you teach others, you reinforce your own growth and create a ripple effect of positive change. Tracking progress is a key part of sustained improvement. Whether it is through journaling, habit tracking, or self-reflection, having a record of your growth helps you stay motivated and see how far you have come. Failures and setbacks are part of the journey. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, view them as lessons. Every mistake teaches you something valuable and brings you one step closer to success. The key is to keep going despite obstacles. A lifelong commitment to growth means always looking for new challenges. Once you master one area, push yourself in another. Stagnation happens when you stop setting new goals. Keep finding ways to challenge yourself. One of the most powerful mindset shifts is to focus on process over outcome. Instead of obsessing over results, focus on getting better every day. When you enjoy the journey, success becomes a natural byproduct. The small daily efforts you make today will shape the person you become in the future. Imagine where you will be a year from now if you commit to growing just 1% every day. The possibilities are limitless. At its core, the journey of lifelong improvement is about becoming the best version of yourself, not just for a month or a year, but for a lifetime. When you commit to continuous growth, you unlock your full potential and create a life of success, purpose, and fulfillment. No matter where you are today, remember this: small steps, taken consistently, lead to massive transformation. Keep improving, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Your best self is waiting. The power of 1% growth every day lies in its ability to make progress feel effortless. Many people give up on their dreams because they think they need to make giant leaps to succeed. But when you focus on small, steady improvements, success becomes a natural part of your daily life rather than an overwhelming goal. This mindset makes change sustainable because it removes the pressure of having to be perfect. Patience is a key element of lifelong improvement. The biggest mistake people make is expecting overnight results, but mastery takes time. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, and thinker you admire got there through years of practice, small refinements, and continuous learning. The person who embraces patience will outlast the one who expects quick success. Momentum is built through small wins. When you improve even slightly each day, you create a psychological boost that makes you want to keep going. This cycle of success fuels itself, making it easier to push forward. Even if the change feels small at first, remember that momentum makes difficult tasks easier over time. Self-discipline is the glue that holds 1% improvement together. Without discipline, even the best strategies fail. You won't always feel motivated, but that's where discipline steps in, keeping you consistent even when your emotions fluctuate. Discipline turns hard work into a habit, and habits create lasting change. The concept of 1% growth eliminates the fear of failure. Many people never start because they are afraid of making mistakes, but when your focus is on small improvements, mistakes become part of the learning process rather than a reason to quit. Instead of fearing failure, see it as feedback that guides your next step. Surrounding yourself with the right people can accelerate your journey. Your environment and social circle influence your mindset and habits more than you realize. If you spend time with people who prioritize growth, discipline, and positivity, their energy will push you forward. The right environment makes self-improvement easier. Tracking your progress is a secret weapon in long-term growth. What gets measured gets improved. Keeping a journal, habit tracker, or progress chart gives you a clear picture of how far you've come. Looking back at your small wins keeps you motivated, even when progress feels slow. Learning to adapt is crucial for sustained improvement. The path to success is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, unexpected obstacles, and moments where your strategy needs tweaking. The ability to adjust without losing sight of your long-term vision is what separates successful people from those who quit. One of the greatest benefits of lifelong improvement is the confidence it builds. Every time you level up, even slightly, you strengthen your belief in yourself. This confidence spills over into every area of your life, making you more resilient, decisive, and focused. Growth is not just about results, it's about who you become in the process. The 1% rule applies to your mindset as much as your actions. If you make an effort to think more positively, control your reactions, and shift your perspective daily, your mental state will evolve. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about how you think. A strong mindset turns obstacles into opportunities. Time is either working for you or against you. If you do nothing, time still passes, but you remain the same. However, if you commit to small improvements daily, time compounds your efforts, making you stronger, wiser, and more skilled than before. The choice is yours. Will you let time pass, or will you use it to grow? One of the hardest things about long-term growth is staying patient when results are invisible. Many people quit right before a breakthrough because they don't see progress. But the most successful individuals trust that small, consistent actions will eventually lead to transformation. Even if you don't see changes immediately, know that they are happening beneath the surface. Energy management is just as important as time management. If you constantly push yourself without rest, burnout becomes inevitable. Sustainable growth requires balance. Taking time to recharge, reflect, and reset ensures that you stay on track for the long haul. Improvement isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. The beauty of 1% growth is that it doesn't require talent, luck, or special abilities, just commitment. Anyone can improve, no matter where they start. It doesn't matter if you're inexperienced, struggling, or uncertain. The only thing that matters is your willingness to take small, consistent steps forward. Your habits define your future. Every action you take is either moving you closer to success or further from it. Good habits push you forward, while bad habits hold you back. If you commit to stacking small, positive habits daily, you will shape a life of success, discipline, and fulfillment. Lifelong improvement requires humility. You must always be willing to learn, grow, and admit when something isn't working. Ego is the enemy of growth. If you think you already know everything, you will never improve. Stay open-minded, curious, and eager to evolve. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that they will start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. The best time to start improving yourself is now. Even if you start small, taking action today builds momentum that will carry you forward. Growth isn't just about individual success. It's about contribution. The better you become, the more value you can offer to others. When you improve yourself, you create a ripple effect, inspiring those around you to grow as well. True success is about lifting others as you rise. The final secret of lifelong growth is learning to enjoy the journey. If you only focus on the end goal, you will miss the beauty of the process. Growth is a lifelong adventure, and the true reward isn't just reaching the top, it's the person you become along the way. Keep improving, keep learning, and never stop moving forward. The power of 1% improvement is real. It may seem small today, but over months and years, it creates an unstoppable force of success. If you commit to this mindset, you will achieve things beyond what you ever imagined possible. Keep growing, keep pushing forward, and trust the process. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 11. Sustaining momentum through 1% gains. Momentum is the hidden force behind long-term success. When you start making small improvements every day, you build a rhythm that makes continued progress feel effortless. The hardest part is getting started, but once you build momentum, growth becomes automatic. The key is to protect and sustain this forward motion, no matter how small each step may seem. One of the biggest challenges people face is losing motivation after an initial burst of energy. At the beginning, excitement fuels action, but as time passes, that motivation fades. This is where momentum takes over. When habits become second nature, you no longer need motivation to keep going, you just do it. To sustain momentum, you must avoid the trap of inconsistency. When you stop and start repeatedly, progress slows down. Think of pushing a heavy rock up a hill. If you stop pushing, it rolls backward, making it even harder to regain momentum. Keep moving, even if the progress feels small. One of the best ways to sustain momentum is by celebrating small wins. Many people focus only on big achievements and overlook the progress they've made along the way. When you acknowledge small victories, your brain registers them as success, reinforcing the habit of improvement. Consistency fuels momentum. If you show up every day, even for just a few minutes, you maintain the energy you've built. The moment you start skipping days, momentum slows down, making it harder to restart. Even small efforts keep the fire burning. Momentum thrives on structure. If you have a clear plan and routine, staying on track becomes easier. Set up daily habits, track your progress, and remove unnecessary decision-making to ensure you don't waste energy figuring out what to do next. Avoid distractions that pull you off course. Losing momentum often happens when you let unimportant things take priority. Be mindful of where you focus your energy. Anything that doesn't contribute to your growth should be minimized or eliminated. One of the biggest threats to momentum is self-doubt. If you allow negative thoughts to take over, you'll hesitate and slow down. Trust the process. Progress is happening even if you don't see instant results. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the step. Momentum builds confidence. The more progress you make, the more you believe in yourself. With every small improvement, your self-doubt weakens and your belief in your abilities strengthens. Confidence is not built in a day. It is earned through consistent action. Sustaining momentum also requires adjusting your approach when needed. If something isn't working, tweak your strategy instead of stopping altogether. Flexibility ensures that obstacles don't derail your progress. Another way to maintain momentum is by eliminating unnecessary resistance. If something is making progress difficult, simplify it. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. For example, if distractions stop you from working, create a workspace that minimizes interruptions. Accountability can be a powerful tool for keeping momentum alive. When you have someone checking in on your progress, you feel more committed to staying consistent. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or an online community, accountability increases your chances of success. Momentum is also fueled by excitement. If your routine starts feeling dull, find ways to make it more engaging. Set new mini-goals, learn something new, or challenge yourself to break through old limits. Keep your journey exciting to stay engaged. Sustaining progress requires balancing intensity with sustainability. Many people burn out by pushing too hard too fast. It's better to make slow, steady progress than to sprint and crash. Consistency beats short-term intensity every time. Another way to protect momentum is by keeping your why in mind. Remind yourself why you started in the first place. When you connect your actions to a deeper purpose, staying on track becomes easier. Momentum grows when you surround yourself with the right people. Being around individuals who encourage growth will keep you motivated. If your environment supports your goals, maintaining progress becomes second nature. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself of how far you've already come. Look at the progress you've made and use it as motivation to keep pushing forward. Every step matters, and stopping now would mean wasting the momentum you worked so hard to build. Fear of failure can slow momentum, but embracing failure can accelerate it. Every setback is a chance to learn and improve. Instead of seeing failure as a stopping point, see it as a stepping stone to greater success. Sustaining momentum means making self-improvement a lifestyle, not a phase. When 1% growth becomes part of who you are, stopping is no longer an option. Keep evolving, keep pushing, and let your momentum carry you toward greatness. At the core of all momentum is a simple truth. Success is built on daily effort. No matter how small the progress, as long as you keep moving forward, you will continue to grow. Keep going, keep building, and trust the process. Momentum will take you further than you ever imagined. Momentum is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. If you stop, even for a short time, that strength weakens. This is why consistency is key. Just like skipping workouts makes it harder to get back in shape, skipping progress slows down personal growth. The best way to sustain momentum is to never let yourself completely stop, even if you have to slow down. Building momentum requires a deep understanding of your habits. Your daily routines are what drive progress forward. If you don't consciously choose habits that support your growth, you will unconsciously develop habits that slow you down. The key is to replace distractions and time-wasting activities with small actions that move you in the right direction. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking momentum happens naturally. In reality, momentum is created by intentional action. It doesn't appear out of nowhere. You have to generate it through discipline and persistence. This means taking action even when you don't feel like it, trusting that momentum will carry you forward once you start. A powerful way to maintain progress is by using the never miss twice rule. Missing one day of progress won't ruin your momentum, but missing two or more creates a new pattern of inconsistency. If you miss a workout, a study session, or a good habit, make sure you get back on track the next day. Sustained momentum comes from developing systems, not just relying on motivation. Motivation fades, but systems keep you moving. If you create a structured approach, like setting reminders, scheduling tasks, and following routines, you remove the need for constant willpower. The easier you make progress, the more likely you are to stick with it. Tracking your progress visually keeps your motivation alive. A simple calendar, a journal, or an app that logs your improvements helps you see the streak of success you've built. Each time you see proof of your consistency, it reinforces your desire to keep going. The longer the streak, the harder it is to break. Momentum is not just about speed, it's about direction. Moving quickly in the wrong direction doesn't help you grow. Before pushing forward, make sure you are on the right path. If you realize your current approach isn't effective, make small adjustments rather than stopping altogether. Your mindset controls how well you sustain progress. If you believe setbacks mean failure, you will lose momentum when challenges arise. But if you see obstacles as part of the process, you will keep moving forward despite difficulties. Your ability to stay mentally strong determines how long you can sustain growth. Energy management is crucial for maintaining momentum. Many people push themselves too hard at the start and burn out before reaching their goal. Pacing yourself allows you to sustain long-term effort. Rest and recovery should be part of your growth strategy, not something you feel guilty about. Momentum is easier to sustain when you have a clear why behind your actions. If you have a strong reason for wanting to improve, it becomes easier to stay committed. Your purpose fuels your persistence. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Fear of failure is a common reason people lose momentum. They hesitate, overthink, and slow themselves down. The truth is, failure is just another form of learning. The more mistakes you make, the better you understand what works. Instead of fearing failure, use it as fuel to refine your approach and keep going. Sustaining momentum means staying adaptable. The same approach that worked in the beginning may not be effective later. If your progress starts to slow down, be willing to adjust your strategy. Growth is about constant refinement, always looking for ways to optimize and improve. Celebrating small wins keeps momentum alive. Many people don't appreciate their progress because they are too focused on the final goal. Acknowledging small victories reminds you that you are moving forward even when the big picture doesn't seem to change. Success is built on tiny achievements that stack up over time. One of the best ways to keep momentum strong is by creating accountability. If you have a friend, mentor, or community supporting your progress, you are less likely to quit. Accountability adds an extra layer of commitment. It forces you to stay on track because others are expecting you to succeed. Momentum builds confidence. The more consistent you are, the more you believe in your ability to improve. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action. When you see yourself making progress every day, doubt fades and self-trust grows. Maintaining progress is easier when you eliminate decision fatigue. If you have to think too much about whether to take action, you waste valuable energy. Instead of debating, make daily improvements part of your identity. When something is simply what you do, it no longer requires effort. It becomes automatic. Momentum is strengthened by positive reinforcement. The brain loves rewards, so find ways to reward yourself for staying consistent. It could be something small, like a break after finishing a task, or something bigger, like a milestone celebration. Reinforcing success makes it more enjoyable to keep going. The people you surround yourself with impact your ability to sustain momentum. If you are around people who lack ambition, you will absorb their energy. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire growth, challenge you to be better, and push you to stay on track. Momentum doesn't mean never slowing down. It means never stopping completely. There will be days when progress is slow, but as long as you keep moving forward, even at a reduced pace, you are still building momentum. The key is to avoid complete inaction. In the end, sustaining momentum is about trusting the process. The small actions you take today may not seem significant, but over time, they will add up to incredible results. Keep showing up, keep improving, and let the power of momentum carry you toward success. Chapter 12. Balancing daily growth with rest and recovery. Growth is essential, but growth without rest leads to burnout. Many people believe that success comes from working harder and pushing themselves every single day. While effort and consistency are key, true long-term success requires balance. Just like a muscle needs rest to grow stronger, your mind and body need recovery to perform at their best. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that rest is a sign of weakness. In reality, rest is a strategy. The most successful individuals know that recovery is just as important as hard work. If you never take breaks, your productivity, creativity, and motivation will slowly decline. Balancing daily growth means knowing when to push forward and when to step back. Growth is not just about constant action, it's also about reflection, adaptation, and renewal. When you take time to rest, you give yourself the energy needed to keep progressing. One of the most effective ways to maintain balance is by following the work-recovery cycle. Just as athletes train intensely and then recover, high achievers know that alternating between focused effort and deep rest leads to sustainable long-term growth. Without rest, your ability to stay consistent suffers. Many people experience burnout because they never slow down. They push too hard, too fast, and eventually crash. Instead of short bursts of intense work, focus on a steady pace that allows for both progress and recovery. Your body and mind send warning signals when you need rest. If you feel exhausted, mentally drained, or unmotivated, it may be time to pause. Ignoring these signals leads to reduced productivity and mental fatigue. Listen to your body. It will tell you when to rest. Sleep is one of the most powerful forms of recovery. Without proper sleep, your brain cannot function at its highest level. Research shows that deep sleep improves focus, creativity, and decision-making. Skipping sleep to work harder is not a sign of dedication. It's a mistake that reduces performance. Taking breaks throughout the day improves efficiency. Many people believe that working longer hours leads to more productivity, but studies show the opposite. Short, intentional breaks improve concentration, reduce stress, and prevent mental exhaustion. Even a 5-minute break can recharge your focus. Mental rest is just as important as physical rest. If you are constantly thinking, planning, and stressing about your goals, you will eventually feel overwhelmed. Taking time to disconnect allows your brain to reset, leading to fresh ideas and renewed energy. One of the best ways to balance growth and rest is to schedule non-negotiable recovery time. Just as you plan your work, you should also plan your breaks. Protecting your rest time ensures that you don't neglect self-care in pursuit of success. Active recovery is a powerful tool for balancing growth. This means engaging in activities that restore energy rather than drain it. Meditation, stretching, light exercise, and even creative hobbies help the mind and body recharge without losing momentum. Balancing daily growth requires setting boundaries. If you always say yes to work, obligations, and tasks, you will quickly become overwhelmed. Learning to say no to unnecessary distractions creates more space for focused progress and meaningful rest. Many people feel guilty about taking breaks, but rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. If you only allow yourself to rest when you deserve it, you will likely push yourself too hard and suffer from burnout. Rest should be part of your daily routine, not something you earn. Reflection is a form of mental recovery. Taking time each day to evaluate your progress, celebrate small wins, and learn from mistakes allows you to grow without constantly grinding. Journaling, meditation, or simply sitting in silence for a few minutes can refresh your mindset. Your nutrition and hydration play a big role in energy levels. Without proper fuel, your body and mind cannot sustain high performance. Eating nutrient-dense foods, staying hydrated, and avoiding excessive caffeine or sugar crashes contribute to balanced energy levels. Exercise is an often overlooked form of active recovery. Movement increases blood flow, reduces stress, and enhances cognitive function. Even if you're focused on mental growth, taking care of your body helps you sustain long-term progress. The key to balancing growth with recovery is consistency, not intensity. If you go all in on work and ignore rest, you will eventually burn out. But if you consistently integrate rest into your routine, you will be able to grow steadily without losing momentum. Nature provides a great model for sustainable growth. Trees, for example, do not grow all year long. They have seasons of rapid growth and seasons of rest. The same applies to human success. Periods of intense focus should be balanced with moments of stillness and recovery. Your rest should be intentional, not accidental. Many people take breaks when they are exhausted, but the smartest individuals schedule rest before they reach exhaustion. Proactively managing recovery prevents burnout and keeps you performing at your best. At the core of sustainable success is balance. If you neglect rest, you will eventually be forced to slow down. But if you embrace both growth and recovery as essential parts of the journey, you will achieve long-lasting success without exhaustion. Keep improving, but never forget to recharge. Many people believe that working harder is the key to success, but the truth is, working smarter is what leads to long-term achievement. If you constantly push yourself without rest, your body and mind will eventually reach a breaking point. By balancing effort with recovery, you ensure that your progress remains steady and sustainable. One of the most overlooked aspects of growth is mental recovery. Just as your body needs rest after intense exercise, your brain needs downtime after deep focus. This is why activities like meditation, deep breathing, and even daydreaming can improve creativity, problem-solving, and long-term memory. There is a difference between productive rest and passive rest. Watching TV or scrolling through social media may feel like rest, but these activities don't truly recharge your mind. On the other hand, activities like reading, taking a walk, or spending time in nature provide genuine mental renewal. A strong morning routine helps set the tone for sustainable growth. If you start your day rushing, stressed, and distracted, your energy levels will drain quickly. But if you begin with moments of reflection, hydration, movement, and intentional planning, you create a balanced foundation that keeps you productive without feeling overwhelmed. One of the best ways to maintain long-term success is to listen to your body's natural rhythms. Some people are more productive in the morning, while others thrive in the evening. If you align your work and rest schedule with your body's natural energy cycles, you'll maximize your productivity while minimizing exhaustion. The 80-20 rule applies to growth and rest. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts, meaning that overworking does not always equal more success. Sometimes the smartest move is to step back, reassess, and recover before pushing forward again. Many people mistake busyness for productivity. Just because you are constantly doing something doesn't mean you are making real progress. True growth happens when you focus on high-impact activities while ensuring that your mind and body remain strong enough to sustain them. Sustainable growth requires setting priorities. If you try to do too many things at once, you will spread yourself too thin. Focusing on just a few key areas while ensuring proper recovery allows you to make meaningful progress without feeling drained. Learning how to disconnect is a powerful skill. If you are always connected, answering emails, scrolling through notifications, or checking social media, your mind never truly rests. Setting boundaries on technology use allows you to refresh your focus and return to work with renewed energy. Some of the world's most successful individuals prioritize sleep as a key factor in their achievements. Jeff Bezos, LeBron James, and Ariana Huffington have all spoken about the importance of proper sleep for peak performance. They understand that without quality rest, focus, creativity, and decision-making suffer. A powerful way to balance growth and recovery is to reflect on what truly energizes you. Some people feel recharged by social interactions, while others need solitude. Understanding your unique energy sources helps you design a recovery plan that truly works for you. Your evening routine plays a crucial role in how well you recover. If you go to bed stressed, overstimulated, or mentally drained, your sleep quality will suffer, leading to reduced productivity the next day. Creating a calming nighttime ritual, such as journaling, reading, or stretching, ensures deep, restorative rest. One of the most underrated forms of recovery is doing nothing. In today's fast-paced world, people feel the need to be constantly engaged. But allowing yourself moments of silence and stillness helps your brain reset, sparks creativity, and improves emotional well-being. Balancing effort with recovery allows you to stay in the game for the long haul. If you push yourself to the point of burnout, you may be forced to take long breaks or quit altogether. But if you pace yourself, taking intentional moments of rest, you can maintain momentum indefinitely. Embracing nature as part of your recovery routine has powerful benefits. Spending time outdoors, breathing fresh air, and disconnecting from technology have been scientifically proven to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance focus. Even a short walk outside can work wonders. The way you fuel your body impacts your ability to grow and recover. If you consume too much processed food, caffeine, or sugar, you may experience energy crashes that make it harder to sustain long-term focus. Prioritizing balanced meals rich in nutrients ensures steady energy throughout the day. Active rest days are essential for physical growth. Athletes don't train intensely every day. They incorporate lighter workouts, stretching, and recovery sessions to ensure their bodies heal properly. The same principle applies to mental work. Sometimes stepping away from deep focus helps improve overall performance. Journaling is a great way to balance daily growth with reflection. Writing down your thoughts, tracking your progress, and acknowledging your successes keeps you engaged without overwhelming your mind. A few minutes of journaling each day can help you stay focused while ensuring that you are taking care of your mental well-being. Balance is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to step back. If you are constantly exhausted, your progress will slow down. But if you learn to balance effort with rest, you can sustain steady improvement without ever feeling burnt out. Ultimately, growth is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. The most successful people know that rest is not the opposite of progress. It is part of the process. When you learn to balance ambition with recovery, you create a lifestyle of continuous improvement that lasts a lifetime. Chapter 13. Creating an environment for 1% success. Your environment plays a massive role in your success. Many people focus only on motivation and discipline, but if your surroundings don't support your growth, progress will be much harder. The right environment removes distractions, reinforces good habits, and makes success feel effortless. One of the biggest mistakes people make is relying on willpower alone. Willpower is limited. It fades throughout the day. But if your environment is designed to support your goals, you don't need to rely on constant self-control. Instead, success becomes a natural outcome of your surroundings. The first step in creating a success-oriented environment is eliminating distractions. If your phone is always buzzing, your workspace is cluttered, or you are surrounded by noise, your focus will suffer. Removing distractions makes it easier to stay consistent without unnecessary effort. Your physical space affects your mindset. A clean, organized workspace encourages focus and creativity, while a messy, chaotic space drains energy and motivation. Even small changes, like decluttering your desk, improving lighting, or adding motivational quotes, can make a huge difference in your daily productivity. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded individuals is one of the most powerful ways to accelerate success. The people you interact with influence your thoughts, habits, and energy. If you spend time with disciplined, ambitious people, their mindset will naturally push you forward. Toxic relationships can hold you back more than any external obstacle. If the people around you constantly complain, discourage ambition, or resist change, their negativity can slowly wear you down. Protecting your energy means setting boundaries with those who drain your motivation. One way to optimize your environment is by creating visual cues that remind you of your goals. This could be a vision board, a checklist of habits, or even a simple note on your mirror. When you see your goals every day, your subconscious stays focused on achieving them. The digital environment is just as important as the physical one. If your social media is filled with negativity, distractions, or content that doesn't align with your goals, it's time to make changes. Unfollow accounts that waste your time and start following people who inspire growth. Your environment should make good habits easy and bad habits hard. If you want to read more, keep books within reach. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods. The fewer obstacles in your way, the easier it is to make the right choices. Lighting, temperature, and sound all influence productivity. A poorly lit, uncomfortable, or noisy space can make it difficult to focus. Optimizing your environment for comfort and clarity helps you work more efficiently and maintain momentum. Habits are reinforced by the environment. If you struggle to stay consistent, look at your surroundings. Does your space make it easy to stick to your habits, or does it constantly tempt you with distractions? Setting up your space with intention makes discipline effortless. Morning and evening routines are shaped by the environment. If you wake up to a cluttered room and go to bed with distractions, your mindset will reflect that. Designing your space to support a structured, productive routine can transform your entire day. One of the most overlooked parts of success is the energy of the environment. Being in nature, having plants in your space, or simply opening windows for fresh air can refresh your mind and reduce stress. A healthy environment leads to a healthy mindset. Music and background noise affect focus. For deep work, some people thrive in silence, while others need instrumental music or white noise. Experiment with different sounds to see what enhances your concentration and helps maintain flow. Your environment should challenge you to grow. If everything around you is comfortable and familiar, it's easy to stay stagnant. Having books, courses, and reminders of your ambitions pushes you to keep learning and improving. Energy management is part of environmental success. If you are constantly surrounded by stress, chaos, or negativity, your energy will be drained before you even start working. A calm, organized, and inspiring space helps you stay focused and motivated. Having a designated workspace makes a huge difference. Working or studying in the same spot every day conditions your brain to associate that space with productivity. If your environment signals work mode, your focus will automatically improve. Food, hydration, and movement also play a role in creating an environment for success. A dehydrated, undernourished, or physically inactive body will struggle to stay productive. Keeping water nearby, taking movement breaks, and eating balanced meals support both body and mind. The biggest takeaway is that your environment should work for you, not against you. When your surroundings align with your goals, success becomes a natural result. Instead of fighting against distractions and bad habits, design an environment that pulls you toward progress. In the end, success is not just about effort. It's about designing a life that makes effort feel natural. If your environment supports your growth, you will improve 1% every day without even thinking about it. Small changes to your surroundings can lead to massive transformations over time. Your environment is like a silent coach, influencing your actions without you realizing it. If you set it up for success, you will naturally move in the right direction. But if your surroundings are filled with distractions, negativity, or disorder, progress will always feel like an uphill battle. The key is to create a space that helps you stay focused and motivated without relying on sheer willpower. One of the biggest benefits of a well-structured environment is that it reduces decision fatigue. Every decision you make throughout the day drains mental energy. But if your environment is designed to guide you toward good habits, like having your gym clothes ready, a to-do list on your desk, or a book near your bed, your choices become effortless. Colors, lighting, and space organization all impact productivity. Darker spaces can make you feel sluggish, while bright, natural light energizes your mind. Similarly, certain colors can boost creativity and focus. Blue is great for concentration, while green promotes calmness and balance. Choosing the right atmosphere enhances performance. One of the fastest ways to increase productivity is removing friction from good habits. If you want to drink more water, keep a bottle at your desk. If you want to journal daily, leave it open on your table. Making good habits convenient increases the chances of following through. The placement of distractions matters just as much as the placement of productivity tools. If your phone is always within arm's reach, you will be tempted to check it. But if you keep it in another room or use apps to block distractions, you make it easier to stay focused on meaningful work. Clutter is an enemy of progress. When your space is messy, your mind feels scattered. Studies show that an organized space leads to clearer thinking, better decision-making, and reduced stress. Even taking 5 minutes to clean up your area before starting your work can make a big difference in your mindset. The company you keep in your environment is just as important as the space itself. If you're surrounded by negativity, gossip, or laziness, those influences will rub off on you. But if you spend time with driven, disciplined, and growth-focused people, their energy will push you forward. Creating a strong environment means setting boundaries. If people constantly interrupt you, or if your time is taken up by unimportant tasks, your progress slows down. Learning to say no to distractions and setting clear expectations with others protects your focus and energy. Technology can be both an advantage and a distraction, depending on how you use it. If your environment is filled with social media notifications and unnecessary apps, you'll constantly be pulled away from your goals. But if you use digital tools wisely, like goal tracking apps, focus timers, or educational resources, technology can work in your favor. Your workspace should reflect the mindset you want to cultivate. If you want to be more creative, have inspiring books, artwork, or vision boards in your space. If you want to be more disciplined, set up reminders of your daily habits and long-term goals. A space that visually reinforces your identity helps you stay on track. One of the easiest ways to elevate your environment is to fill it with learning materials. Having access to books, podcasts, or online courses keeps your mind engaged in continuous growth. If your space is filled with distractions, your mind will drift. But if it's filled with knowledge, learning becomes second nature. The sounds in your environment matter more than you think. Some people work best in silence, while others need background noise to focus. Experiment with different types of sound, like instrumental music, nature sounds, or white noise, to find what helps you stay engaged and avoid mental fatigue. The air quality and scent of your space also affect your performance. Poor air circulation can lead to drowsiness and reduced concentration. Keeping windows open, using air purifiers, or incorporating plants into your environment can refresh your energy levels and improve overall well-being. Routines help anchor your environment to success. If you wake up and immediately see your gym bag, you're more likely to work out. If your desk is set up for deep work, you'll naturally fall into a productive mindset. Your daily routine should be supported by the way your space is structured. Your kitchen is part of your environment too. If you want to maintain high energy and focus, the food you keep in your home matters. Stocking your kitchen with healthy, brain-boosting foods ensures that you fuel your body properly rather than relying on processed snacks that cause crashes. Traveling or working in different locations can refresh your mind. If you feel stuck in your routine, changing your environment, like working in a coffee shop, library, or park, can spark new creativity. A change in scenery can help break mental barriers and inspire fresh ideas. Your nighttime environment sets the tone for the next day. If your bedroom is filled with distractions like a bright TV screen or your phone, your sleep quality will suffer. Creating a sleep-friendly space, dim lights, a cool temperature, and a tech-free zone ensures proper rest, which leads to better performance the next day. An environment that promotes gratitude helps sustain long-term success. Keeping a gratitude journal, surrounding yourself with reminders of past achievements, or simply having a space where you reflect on your progress keeps you motivated. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to how much you've already accomplished. Keeping a minimalist workspace reduces mental clutter. The fewer unnecessary objects around you, the easier it is to focus. Removing excess items from your environment helps clear your thoughts and makes it easier to concentrate on what truly matters. Ultimately, your environment is a reflection of your priorities. If you take control of your surroundings, you take control of your habits. By designing a space that supports your growth, you make success an automatic part of your daily life, not something you have to struggle for. Small changes in your environment can lead to massive improvements in your mindset, productivity, and long-term success. Chapter 14. Breaking Mental Barriers to Daily Growth. The greatest obstacle to success is often not external. It's the mental barriers you place on yourself. Fear, doubt, limiting beliefs, and past experiences can create invisible walls that hold you back from achieving your full potential. To grow 1% every day, you must break these mental barriers and free yourself from the mindset that keeps you stuck. One of the most common mental barriers is fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take action because they are afraid of making mistakes. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of the journey. Every mistake teaches a lesson, and those who succeed are the ones who learn from failure rather than avoid it. Another major roadblock is self-doubt. If you constantly question your abilities, you will never take the steps necessary to grow. You must learn to trust yourself, even when you don't feel fully prepared. Growth happens when you act despite uncertainty. Perfectionism is one of the biggest killers of progress. Many people never start because they believe they need to have everything figured out before taking action. But the truth is, action leads to clarity. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to start and improve along the way. A toxic mindset that holds people back is comparing themselves to others. When you focus on someone else's progress, you lose sight of your own journey. The only comparison that matters is the one between who you were yesterday and who you are today. Growth is personal, and your only goal should be to improve yourself each day. Negative self-talk can be one of the strongest mental barriers to growth. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you don't have what it takes, your actions will reflect those beliefs. Changing your inner dialogue from negative to positive is essential for long-term progress. Fear of judgment stops many people from pursuing their dreams. They worry about what others will think if they fail or take a different path. But the truth is, people are too focused on their own lives to constantly judge yours. The only approval you need is your own. One of the most destructive mental habits is waiting for the perfect time. Many people tell themselves they will start once they have more money, more knowledge, or more motivation. But there is no perfect time. The best time to start is now. Every day you wait is a day of potential growth wasted. Mental barriers often come from past failures. If you've tried and failed before, your mind might convince you that you're not capable of success. But past failures do not define your future. Every successful person has failed. What matters is how you use those failures to grow stronger. A lack of patience can be a major obstacle to growth. Many people quit too soon because they don't see instant results. But real progress happens over time, not overnight. The key to long-term success is trusting the process and staying committed, even when progress feels slow. One way to break through mental barriers is to challenge your limiting beliefs. Many of the things you believe to be true about yourself are not facts. They are just opinions you have adopted over time. Ask yourself, is this belief helping me, or is it holding me back? If it's limiting your potential, it's time to let it go. Overthinking can be a major roadblock to daily growth. Many people analyze every decision so much that they end up taking no action at all. While planning is important, nothing beats taking action. You don't have to have all the answers, just take the next step. Another mental barrier is focusing too much on the end result instead of the process. If you only think about the final goal, the journey will feel overwhelming. But when you break your growth into small, manageable steps, success becomes easier and more achievable. Procrastination is one of the biggest enemies of progress. Many people delay tasks not because they are lazy, but because they fear discomfort or difficulty. But avoiding challenges doesn't make them go away. It just makes them harder to face later. The best way to beat procrastination is to take action, even if it's just a small step. Many mental barriers come from a lack of belief in one's ability to change. People tell themselves that they are just not disciplined or not smart enough to succeed. But the truth is, discipline and intelligence are developed through effort. Every skill can be improved, and every weakness can be strengthened with practice. Breaking mental barriers requires surrounding yourself with the right influences. If you are constantly around negativity, your mindset will reflect that. But if you expose yourself to positive, growth-minded people, books, and ideas, you will naturally adopt a stronger mindset. Fear of stepping out of your comfort zone can keep you stuck. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, not when you stay where it's safe. The greatest personal transformations happen when you do things that scare you and push your limits. Every time you step beyond your comfort zone, you expand your potential. One powerful mindset shift is to view challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. Every difficulty you face is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Instead of avoiding challenges, embrace them as necessary steps in your journey towards success. Lack of self-awareness can also limit growth. If you don't take time to reflect on your habits, thoughts, and behaviors, you will continue repeating patterns that hold you back. Self-awareness allows you to identify and eliminate the things that slow your progress. At the core of breaking mental barriers is the belief that you are capable of growth. If you truly believe that you can improve, overcome obstacles, and achieve your goals, nothing can stop you. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to challenge their own limitations and take action. Mental barriers are like invisible chains that keep people stuck in the same patterns, preventing them from reaching their full potential. The biggest challenge is that most people don't even realize these barriers exist. They become so used to their own doubts, fears, and habits that they accept them as reality. But once you identify these limitations, you can break free from them and unlock your true growth. A strong mindset is built through self-awareness. Many people go through life on autopilot, unaware of how their own thoughts and beliefs are holding them back. Taking time to reflect on your mindset allows you to see the hidden mental roadblocks stopping you from progressing. You cannot fix what you are unwilling to acknowledge. One of the most damaging mental barriers is believing that success is only for special people. Many assume that high achievers are born with something extraordinary that others don't have. But the truth is, successful people have simply trained their minds to push past doubt, fear, and failure. They are not different. They have just mastered the mindset of persistence. Growth requires breaking the habit of negative self-talk. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," you reinforce a limiting belief that keeps you stuck. Instead, replace those thoughts with, "I am improving," or "I am capable." Your words shape your reality, and changing your inner dialogue is one of the first steps toward daily growth. Many people fear failure so much that they never even try. They convince themselves that it's better to stay safe than to risk embarrassment, disappointment, or rejection. But avoiding failure doesn't prevent pain. It just ensures that you stay exactly where you are. Failing is not the worst thing that can happen. Remaining the same is. The brain is wired to resist change. Your mind prefers familiarity, even if it means staying in unhealthy or unproductive habits. This is why personal growth often feels uncomfortable at first. To break through mental barriers, you must be willing to embrace discomfort and see it as a sign of progress. Another dangerous mindset is believing that one mistake ruins everything. People often quit after a single failure, thinking that all their efforts have been wasted. But one setback does not erase progress. It's just a temporary obstacle. The only true failure is giving up completely. Doubt and hesitation kill more dreams than failure ever will. Many people talk themselves out of success before they even begin. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan. But waiting for perfection is an excuse disguised as preparation. The only way to grow is to take action, even when you feel unsure. A major mental barrier is the fear of being judged. Many people hold back from pursuing their goals because they worry about what others will think. But most people are too busy with their own lives to constantly judge yours. Live for yourself, not for the opinions of those who do not walk your path. Growth requires breaking the cycle of all or nothing thinking. Many people believe that if they can't do something perfectly, they shouldn't do it at all. But perfection is an illusion. Progress comes from showing up consistently, even if it's not perfect. Small improvements add up over time. Self-discipline is the antidote to mental barriers. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. The most successful people in the world are not always motivated. They are simply committed to their growth. When discipline becomes a habit, success becomes inevitable. One of the fastest ways to break mental barriers is to take immediate action. The longer you think about doing something, the more excuses your mind will create. But when you act without overthinking, you disrupt the cycle of hesitation and build momentum. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. Surrounding yourself with the right people is a powerful way to break through mental limitations. If you spend time with people who doubt themselves, complain, and avoid growth, you will absorb their mindset. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, disciplined, and growth-focused individuals, their energy will elevate yours. Your environment shapes your beliefs. Many mental barriers are rooted in the past. People hold on to old failures, past mistakes, and negative experiences as proof that they cannot succeed. But your past does not define your future. Every day is a new chance to rewrite your story and create the life you want. One of the hardest barriers to break is the need for instant gratification. Many people struggle to stay consistent because they want immediate results. But success is built on patience and persistence. Those who keep going, even when they don't see progress right away, are the ones who achieve extraordinary things. A common excuse people make is, "I don't have enough time." But time is not the issue. Priorities are. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, but how you use them determines your growth. Even 10 minutes a day of focused improvement adds up over months and years. One way to rewire your brain for growth is to focus on what you can control. Many people waste energy worrying about external circumstances, but your attitude, your effort, and your actions are always within your control. Shift your focus away from excuses and towards solutions. Doubt often feels real, but it is usually an illusion. Your mind creates fears and worries that are often much worse than reality. When you take action despite doubt, you prove to yourself that most fears are exaggerated. The more you face your fears, the weaker they become. Taking responsibility for your growth is the ultimate way to break mental barriers. Blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck keeps you powerless. But when you take full ownership of your progress, you gain the power to change anything in your life. Growth begins the moment you stop making excuses and start taking action. At the core of breaking mental barriers is the belief that you are capable of change. No matter how long you have struggled with doubt, fear, or hesitation, you can reprogram your mind for success. Your potential is limitless, but only if you choose to break through the mental chains holding you back. Chapter 15. Life after 1 year of 1% gains. Imagine looking back after a full year of making small daily improvements. You are no longer the same person. The tiny habits, the daily mindset shifts, and the small wins have compounded into something remarkable. You didn't just grow, you transformed. What once felt like insignificant progress has now reshaped your confidence, discipline, and success. The beauty of 1% growth is that it sneaks up on you. You don't always notice the change happening, but one day you realize you think differently, act differently, and make better decisions. Your daily habits have become second nature, and the things that once felt difficult now feel effortless. Growth becomes part of who you are. After a year of steady improvement, your discipline is on another level. At the start, it was hard to stay consistent. You had to push yourself, fight off excuses, and resist the temptation to quit. But now, taking action is automatic. You don't need motivation anymore. Your habits carry you forward, even on tough days. Your mindset has completely changed. The self-doubt that once held you back has faded. You now trust yourself, knowing that success is simply a matter of staying consistent. You no longer fear failure because you understand that setbacks are part of progress. Instead of overthinking, you take action with confidence. Your physical and mental energy have improved. By prioritizing small habits like exercise, sleep, and nutrition, your body feels stronger. You no longer rely on caffeine or sugar to get through the day because your energy levels are naturally high. Your mind is clearer, your focus sharper, and your productivity greater than ever. Your relationships have evolved. You are now surrounded by people who push you to grow. The negative, energy-draining connections have faded, replaced by mentors, supportive friends, and like-minded individuals who inspire you to keep improving. You have built a powerful network that fuels your ambition. Your emotional control has skyrocketed. Situations that once triggered stress or frustration now barely affect you. You have learned how to stay calm under pressure, think logically, and respond instead of react. You no longer let circumstances dictate your emotions. You are in full control. Your financial situation is stronger. By improving 1% every day in your financial habits, budgeting, investing, or increasing your skills, you have created stability and growth. Money is no longer a source of stress because you have built the discipline to manage it wisely. Your future feels secure. Your ability to handle challenges has improved. A year ago, obstacles would have felt overwhelming. Now, you approach problems with a solutions-based mindset. Instead of feeling stuck, you analyze, adjust, and move forward. Nothing feels impossible anymore. Your self-confidence has reached new heights. Every small win, every daily habit, every challenge you overcame has strengthened your belief in yourself. You now carry yourself differently, speak with conviction, and trust in your abilities. You have become the type of person you once admired. The way you view time has changed. You no longer waste hours on distractions or meaningless activities. You understand the value of every moment and use your time intentionally. Your ability to focus and prioritize has made you more productive than ever before. Your creativity and problem-solving skills have expanded. By continuously learning and exposing yourself to new ideas, your brain has become sharper. You can now see opportunities where others see problems. Your ability to adapt and think outside the box sets you apart. Your inner peace has grown. You have learned to let go of negativity, unnecessary stress, and things outside your control. You no longer waste energy on drama or pointless worries. Instead, you focus on solutions, progress, and building a meaningful life. Your physical appearance may have changed as well. If you committed to small improvements in your health and fitness, the results are visible, whether it's better posture, clearer skin, or a more confident presence. Your external growth now reflects the internal transformation. Your level of gratitude has deepened. You now appreciate the process of growth, rather than just chasing results. You are no longer in a rush to arrive, because you understand that success is a lifelong journey. Every day feels like an opportunity, not an obligation. Your ability to teach and inspire others has increased. Because you have experienced growth firsthand, you can now help others do the same. Friends, family, and colleagues notice your transformation and seek your advice. You have become a leader simply by setting an example. You have developed a habit of lifelong learning. The daily 1% improvement has turned you into someone who craves knowledge and growth. You no longer fear challenges. You seek them out. You realize that mastery is not about reaching an end point, but about continuous evolution. You now understand the power of momentum. The more you improve, the easier it becomes to keep growing. Success no longer feels like a distant dream. It's something you experience every day. You know that if you keep improving, the next year will be even greater than this one. Looking back, you realize that the past year was never about one big transformation. It was about the small, consistent steps that created the person you are today. The lesson is clear. Change happens gradually, but it happens. 1 year of 1% growth has built a life you never thought possible. Most importantly, you now know this truth. There are no limits. If 1 year of small daily progress could lead to such massive change, imagine what another year will bring. The journey never stops, and the best version of you is still waiting to be discovered. 1 year of 1% daily improvement has done more than just change your habits. It has reprogrammed your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries to improve. You are now a person who grows every single day. Your mindset, discipline, and self-belief have shifted permanently, making success feel natural instead of forced. At the beginning, you may have doubted if small improvements could really make a difference. Now you have proof. What once seemed insignificant, reading for 5 minutes, exercising briefly, or making small financial changes, has transformed your reality. You now know that the little things matter far more than you ever imagined. Your mental clarity has reached a new level. A year ago, your thoughts may have been scattered, overwhelmed by distractions, self-doubt, or overthinking. But with consistent daily growth, your ability to focus has sharpened. You no longer waste time on unproductive thoughts. You direct your mind with purpose. Your ability to set and achieve goals has evolved. At first, sticking to a goal may have felt difficult, requiring constant effort. But after a year of small, steady progress, goal setting is now second nature. You understand how to break down big ambitions into daily actions, making them inevitable rather than overwhelming. Your productivity has skyrocketed. What used to take you hours now takes you minutes. You've learned how to optimize your time, prioritize your most important tasks, and eliminate distractions. Now you accomplish more with less effort, because your system of daily improvement keeps you moving forward effortlessly. Your discipline has solidified into a lifestyle. You no longer rely on motivation to get things done. Instead, you have built an inner system of accountability where you take action whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is no longer something you struggle with. It is who you are. Your fears have lost their power over you. A year ago, fear may have stopped you from taking risks, speaking up, or chasing big goals. But now, after repeatedly proving to yourself that you can grow, you embrace fear as a signal of opportunity rather than a reason to hold back. You act in spite of fear, not because of it. Your patience has deepened. You no longer expect overnight success because you now understand the power of compounding progress. You trust the process and know that each small step will eventually lead to massive results. This patience allows you to remain consistent even when results aren't immediately visible. Your ability to handle setbacks has completely changed. A year ago, a small failure might have discouraged you, but now, after overcoming countless small challenges, you see setbacks as lessons rather than roadblocks. Instead of quitting, you analyze, adjust, and keep moving forward. Your energy levels have increased significantly. By improving your health, sleep, and daily habits just a little bit each day, you have unlocked new levels of vitality. You no longer feel drained all the time. You wake up with energy, stay focused throughout the day, and have the stamina to pursue your ambitions. Your self-image has transformed. You now see yourself as capable, strong, and worthy of success. The way you speak, walk, and carry yourself has changed because you have developed real confidence. Confidence built through consistent progress and personal victories. You now believe in yourself at a level you never did before. Your creativity has flourished. By exposing yourself to new ideas, learning every day, and removing mental clutter, your ability to think creatively has expanded. Solutions now come to you faster, and problem-solving feels easier than ever before. Your mind has become a powerful tool rather than something that holds you back. Your decision-making is sharper. You no longer hesitate when faced with choices because you trust your instincts and logic. After a year of making small but effective decisions, you have built confidence in your ability to choose wisely. Now, taking action is easier, faster, and more effective. Your perspective on failure has completely shifted. You now see failure as part of growth rather than something to be feared. Every time you fail, you extract valuable lessons that make you stronger. Because of this, fear no longer stops you from taking action. You have become someone others look up to. Friends, family, and colleagues notice the changes in you. They see your discipline, your growth, and your ability to stay consistent. Now, people seek your advice, ask how you did it, and look to you as an example of what is possible. You no longer waste time on distractions or toxic environments. A year ago, you may have spent hours on unproductive habits. Now you protect your time fiercely, surrounding yourself only with what fuels your growth. Your priorities are clear, and you no longer entertain anything that holds you back. Your ability to adapt has improved. Change no longer scares you, it excites you. Instead of resisting new challenges, you welcome them as opportunities to grow. You have learned to adjust, evolve, and pivot when necessary, making you unstoppable in any situation. You now understand the power of momentum. Once you build daily progress into your life, stopping feels unnatural. Success is no longer a struggle, it is a rhythm you have created through consistent action. You have built a force of habit so strong that even on your worst days, you still move forward. You have proof that small changes create massive transformations. A year ago, you might have thought 1% daily growth was too small to matter. But today, after seeing how small wins compound into incredible results, you no longer underestimate the power of consistency. You now know that any goal is achievable as long as you commit to small, daily improvements. Most importantly, you have realized that there is no limit to your potential. 1 year of consistent growth has shown you how much you can change, but this is just the beginning. You are no longer waiting for success. You are actively creating it. The person you have become in the last year is only a glimpse of who you will be in the years to come. 1 year of steady improvement has not just changed what you do, it has changed who you are. The way you think, the way you react, and the way you handle life's challenges have all evolved. You are no longer someone who hopes to improve. You are someone who takes control and makes it happen. The difference is night and day. Your ability to manage stress has transformed. Situations that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. You've learned that stress is often a reaction, not a reality, and that your response is within your control. Instead of letting pressure break you, you use it as fuel to stay sharp and focused. Your sense of purpose is clearer than ever. After a year of focusing on growth, you now understand what truly matters to you. Your goals are no longer vague ideas. You have a mission, a vision, and a sense of direction that keeps you moving forward every day. You wake up knowing exactly why you're doing what you're doing. Your focus has become razor sharp. Distractions that once pulled you off course now have little effect on you. You no longer waste hours scrolling through social media or engaging in unproductive habits. You've trained your brain to stay locked in on what truly moves the needle in your life. You have developed an unshakable work ethic. At the start, discipline was something you struggled with. But after a year of showing up every day, no matter how small the effort, work ethic has become part of your identity. Now, you take pride in putting in the work, knowing that results are guaranteed when effort is consistent. Your inner dialogue has changed. Negative self-talk has been replaced with constructive thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't," you ask, "How can I?" Instead of doubting yourself, you remind yourself that progress is a process. Your thoughts now push you forward instead of holding you back. Your physical health has improved alongside your mental strength. By making small daily adjustments in your diet, sleep, and movement, you have created a body that feels energized and strong. You no longer experience frequent fatigue or sluggishness. Your body now matches the strength of your mind. Your patience has deepened. A year ago, you may have felt frustrated when results didn't come quickly. Now you trust the process. You know that success is a slow build, and instead of feeling impatient, you embrace the journey. This mindset has made you more resilient and focused. Your fear of taking risks has decreased. In the past, uncertainty may have stopped you from moving forward. Now, you see challenges as opportunities. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you focus on what you stand to gain. Taking bold steps no longer scares you, it excites you. Your ability to handle rejection has strengthened. Whether it's in business, relationships, or personal endeavors, rejection used to feel like failure. But after a year of growth, you see rejection as redirection. You understand that every no brings you closer to a yes, and setbacks are simply part of the path to success. Your productivity has become effortless. Tasks that once felt overwhelming now feel easy. You've mastered the art of breaking big goals into small, manageable steps. This has made you more effective in everything you do, from work to personal projects to daily routines. You have become a better problem solver. Your ability to think critically, adapt, and find solutions has expanded. Instead of being stuck in problems, you now approach challenges with confidence, knowing that there is always a way forward. You no longer dwell on issues. You take action to fix them. Your ability to stay present has improved. You used to constantly think about the past or worry about the future. Now, you have trained yourself to focus on the moment, fully engaging in what you are doing. This has brought you more peace, clarity, and enjoyment in everyday life. Your ambition has grown. What once seemed like impossible dreams now feel like achievable goals. After seeing the results of small, consistent effort, you have realized that there is no limit to what you can accomplish if you stay committed over time. Your gratitude has deepened. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you now appreciate how far you've come. The simple act of daily progress has shown you that success is not just about the destination, it's about appreciating the process and the lessons learned along the way. You now find joy in both the journey and the results. Your ability to manage emotions has improved. Where you once reacted impulsively, you now take time to think before responding. This emotional intelligence has strengthened your relationships, increased your personal power, and helped you navigate life with greater control. You are no longer ruled by emotions. You rule them. Your financial discipline has strengthened. By improving 1% every day in money management, whether through saving, budgeting, or investing, you now have greater financial stability. Money is no longer a constant source of stress. It is something you understand, control, and grow with confidence. You are no longer just earning, you are building wealth. Your time management has become more strategic. You no longer waste hours on things that don't serve your future. Every minute has a purpose, whether it's for work, growth, relaxation, or relationships. You now have full control over how you spend your time, maximizing every day. You have developed a sense of self-trust. At the start, you may have questioned whether you were capable of real change. Now, after proving to yourself that daily progress works, you trust your own ability to grow, improve, and succeed. This confidence will continue to push you forward for years to come. Most importantly, you have discovered that success is not a one-time event. It is a way of life. You now know that real transformation comes not from massive changes, but from the consistent application of small, daily improvements. 1 year of 1% gains has not just changed your habits, it has rewritten your future. And the best part, this is just the beginning. 1 year of small daily progress has redefined your standards. What once felt like hard work is now your normal routine. The effort you once had to force is now second nature. Your past self would look at you today and be amazed at what you've built simply by staying consistent. Your resilience has grown stronger than ever. Challenges that would have broken you a year ago are now just stepping stones. You no longer view obstacles as reasons to quit. Instead, you see them as opportunities to prove to yourself that you can adapt, overcome, and keep moving forward. The way you manage your emotions has changed drastically. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, you take a step back, assess, and respond with wisdom. This has helped you in personal relationships, business, and handling unexpected situations. You are in control, not your emotions. Your ability to learn and retain knowledge has improved. By reading, listening, and exposing yourself to new ideas daily, you've trained your mind to absorb and process information more efficiently. Now, when you learn something new, you don't just understand it, you apply it. And application is where real transformation happens. Your personal discipline is now your greatest weapon. You no longer need motivation to do what must be done. A year ago, skipping a workout, a study session, or a productive habit was easy. Now it feels unnatural because you have conditioned yourself to take action, no matter what. Your self-awareness has expanded. You now recognize your strengths and weaknesses clearly. This has allowed you to maximize what you do best and work on what needs improvement. You have developed a growth mindset, always looking for ways to improve, refine, and evolve. Your habits now define your success. A year ago, you relied on willpower to stay consistent. Today, you barely think about it. Your environment, routines, and mindset make success inevitable. It's not about forcing yourself to improve anymore, it's just who you are. Your sense of time has changed. You no longer waste it mindlessly scrolling, overthinking, or procrastinating. Instead, you use every moment intentionally, knowing that small daily actions compound into something massive over time. Each second is now an opportunity to move forward. The clarity you now have about your life goals is unlike anything you had before. A year ago, you may have felt lost or uncertain. But after 365 days of small improvements, you have built a clear vision of where you want to go, who you want to become, and what truly matters. Your ability to stay calm under pressure has grown immensely. Before, stress and challenges may have rattled you. Now, after consistently training yourself to manage pressure, you remain composed, logical, and focused. Even when things don't go as planned, you have become unshakable. You now see the world differently. Instead of focusing on what's wrong or what's missing, you focus on solutions, opportunities, and progress. Your mindset has shifted from problems to possibilities. This one change alone has completely transformed the way you approach life. Your relationships are stronger and more meaningful. After spending a year improving yourself, you have naturally attracted better people into your life. The toxic connections have faded, And you now surround yourself with individuals who challenge, inspire, and uplift you. Your network is now an asset, not a liability. Your personal standards have risen. A year ago, you may have accepted mediocrity in some areas of your life. Now, after proving to yourself that you can grow, you no longer tolerate negativity, laziness, or excuses. You demand more from yourself and from the world around you. Your financial situation has likely improved. By developing better money habits, learning more about financial growth, and taking consistent action, you have built a stronger foundation. What once felt impossible, saving more, investing, or creating additional income, now feels within reach. Money is no longer a mystery. It's a tool you've learned to control. Your health is no longer something you neglect. By making small improvements every day, whether it's drinking more water, stretching, exercising, or eating better, you have built a body that supports your ambitions. You now wake up with more energy, move with confidence, and feel stronger than ever. You have broken free from the mindset of instant gratification. A year ago, you might have sought quick results, shortcuts, or easy wins. But now you understand that real success is built through patience, effort, and time. You no longer look for the fast way, you look for the right way. Your sense of gratitude has deepened. After spending a year improving yourself, you now appreciate both the journey and the progress. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you focus on what's growing. You wake up each day with a sense of purpose, knowing that each step forward is shaping your future. You have developed an unstoppable mindset. There is no longer a question of whether or not you can achieve something. You know you can. The person you have become over the last year is proof that consistency, discipline, and resilience lead to transformation. And now, nothing seems out of reach. You no longer fear the future. Instead of feeling uncertain about what's ahead, you feel excited. Why? Because you now understand that you have full control over your growth, your habits, and your success. You have learned that if you continue improving by just 1% every day, your future will only keep getting better. And finally, you have realized that this is only the beginning. 1 year of 1% gains has transformed you in ways you never expected, but this journey doesn't stop here. If you could achieve all of this in a year, imagine where you'll be in 5 years, 10 years, or even a lifetime. Growth is now part of who you are, and the best version of you is still ahead. Success isn't about making massive, dramatic changes overnight. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Growing just 1% every day might seem insignificant at first, but over time, it leads to massive transformation. This is the power of compounding progress, and it applies to every area of your life, your mindset, skills, health, relationships, and success. If you've learned one thing from this audiobook, let it be this. The key to achieving anything is to stay consistent, trust the process, and never stop improving. The most successful people in the world didn't get there through luck or overnight success. They simply committed to daily progress, no matter how small. Now, it's your turn. Start today. Take one small step forward. Commit to becoming just 1% better than you were yesterday. Over time, those small wins will add up to something extraordinary. Thank you for listening to The Power of Growing 1% Every Day. If this audiobook inspired you, make sure to apply what you've learned and share it with others who need this message. Keep growing, keep learning, and remember, small steps lead to big results.